You know that, baby, you deserving the best. Yeah, yeah. Go take a look up in the mirror. You gotta see a little clearer. Who's that woman looking right back? And she's a beauty queen, bad. You ain't nobody's number two. These men, they should be fighting over you. No second guessing what.
It's just one thing after another that just leads to another. And then you start realizing what the bigger picture is. In Ezekiel 28, verse 14, it says, you were the anointed cherub who covers. So basically the guardian cherub, like I said, I established you. You were on the holy mountain of God. You walked back and forth in the midst of fiery stones. You were perfect. He was. Past tense. You were perfect in your ways from the day that you were created till iniquity was found in you. Even God's grace and mercy could have been extended to the devil whenever he was in heaven. God probably was giving him chance after chance after chance to stop showing signs of pride. Signs of, oh, I'm so beautiful. Why don't I have a bigger ranking? God probably gave him chance after chance. He just want God attention so bad and he can't get it. Verse 16, by the abundance of your trading, you became filled with violence within and you sinned. Therefore, I cast you as a profane thing. Let's look at what profane means. So the Lord cast him out of the mountain of God as a profane thing. He very disrespectful, very prideful. He took his beauty in vain. So hold on. You got to think about that type of stuff. Like, God does not hate us, y'all. He hates the things that we do because it just shows that there is no love in that. Like, even watching what we say to people, it's not what you say, it's how you said it. Like, the delivery was funky as hell. Okay? You got to be careful. When you are doing something with a certain intention, God knows what you're doing. That's why God don't... Our mind, if we got judged for our minds and what we thought about daily, we would automatically go to hell. Our hearts is what's going to get judged. God knows our hearts, something deep down in us is filled with love, but it's always corroded. Pay attention to certain people that came from rotten backgrounds. The roots of their family was just evil, drunkards, drug addicts, verbal abuse, emotional abuse in the household. When certain people turn into serial killers and stuff, that stuff just don't happen. It's certain things I had to heal as a teen, from my teens way back down, that I can remember, that hurt my feelings. Like, okay, I forgive that person because maybe they were in a place where they were not able to control their emotions and communicate and express. We looking at beings who could not express themselves with holy divinity. God, his existence is so raw and so unidentifiable and beautiful that we mistaken his wrath or his punishments as anger or hate. Pay attention to why God allows us to get tested in certain ways. Sometimes we just don't listen whenever we are given things the easy way. Sometimes we take stuff for granted whenever we are given things a certain way or handed certain things too easily. Sometimes we take it for granted. When God really started to humble me down to my knees, so I'm like, oh my gosh, how can I make it out of this rut? That's him making me surrender to him. And a lot of people may say, oh, that's torture, that's bad. No, it's not. It's so hard to get into because you can't talk to hard-headed people. Think about love. Sometimes we would do anything for the person that we love. That's God. For one, God ain't no liar. His prophecy in the Bible gotta fulfill. And for two, he wants us to explore and enjoy experiences on earth that's pleasurable to us as long as we are obedient to him. You are going to lose people on this journey. Get over it. You are going to lose friends, family, and I'm talking about close ones too. When you're going through something, don't share that with a family member. Don't share that with a trustable friend. Go cry in a prayer closet. Go cry in the bathroom about it. Talk to God about your problems. Have that communication with the Lord. For me, my communication has been off for years. I'm just now getting back into my word and getting closer than ever to God. And it feels good because when people say, I can't hear God or God is not listening, it's because you choose to not want to. You have turned a blind eye and the other cheek to God. Leading back to the New Age stuff, these herbs, these crystals, these vices of all sorts, whatever God had created and has created, Satan perverts it. He's a copycat. He's going to turn it into something that's going to get people to worship him instead of God. I need for y'all to listen and pay attention very closely when I say these things. God created these herbs. We're not supposed to be using some of these things in the ways that we're using them. Fight me. Enoch was getting shown different trees. He's exuding a fragrance of frankincense and myrrh, and the trees also were similar to the almond tree. Frankincense and myrrh, they use that in certain rituals, right? Oh, but God did not create that type of stuff for that. But you see how, yeah, you get my picture. All right, now I know a lot of people, this one gonna hit hard for a lot of people. Blowing that cinnamon in your dough every first of the month to the people who do hoodoo. Yeah, I don't care if you get mad. Your deities ain't gonna do nothing to me. In Jesus' name, I rebuke them. Oops. Yeah, God did not make cinnamon for y'all to be doing your own spells and rituals. I don't care how you see it or how you take it or what archangels you think you communicating with. You're not communicating with none of God's folks up there. You speaking to some imitators though. Best believe the devil gonna copy. Oh, he copy paste. Okay, so Enoch said on both sides of the valleys he saw fragrant cinnamon, but they started using it for evil. Play with it. Enoch said, and I saw other mountains, and among them were groves of trees, and there was nectar that flowed from them. Do y'all know what nectar is? Think about honey. Think about agave syrup. That stuff is really sweet, right? And nectar flowed from them, which is named Sarara and Galbanum. I saw another mountain to the east of the ends of the earth, on which there were aloe trees. What? Aloe. And all the trees were full of fruit, being like almond trees. And when it burned, it smelled sweeter than any fragrant odor. Think about incense. Whenever you burn certain incense, don't that stuff really smell good? But certain incense you gotta be careful with, because it's something about smoke that certain spirits love. That's why whenever certain people doing rituals, they smoke a cigar, or they see certain figures in the smoke. Spirits communicate most definitely through smoke. Why you think they be doing fire rituals? Why you think the Twin Towers involved some type of big explosion? They needed that smoke. They needed them flames and the fire. Fire rituals are actually the most powerful. After I had smelled these fragrant odors, I looked towards the north over the mountains, and I saw 7 mountains full of fine nard and fragrant trees of cinnamon and pepper. So what is nard? This is what Enoch said next. And I came to the garden of righteousness. I saw far beyond those trees more trees, and they were numerous and large. Everything God do, he do it big. There were 2 trees there, very large, beautiful, glorious, and magnificent. The tree of knowledge, whose holy fruit they ate and acquired great wisdom. Tree of knowledge, its fruit is like the clusters of grapes. Very beautiful, and the fragrance of the trees carry very far. Then I said, how beautiful is the tree, and how attractive is its look. So everything God created was created in magnified glory, magnified beauty. You can imagine that everything that's on earth is glorified and magnified and beautified times 10. Raphael was the holy angel that was with Enoch, and Raphael said, this is the tree of wisdom, of which your father of old and your mother of old, who were your progenitors, which is, I guess, like an ancestor or somebody of a bloodline, have eaten, and they learned wisdom, and their eyes were open. Adam and Eve. Yes. And they knew that they were naked and they were driven out of the garden. Stuff that it connects. And now I see why they tried to take these books out the Bible. And from there, I went to the ends of the earth and saw there large beasts, and each differed from each other. I saw birds, also differing in appearance and beauty and voice, the one differing from one another. So God created different birds, different bees, different insects, different humans, and basically like everything God created was in his image with divine glory, divine beauty. I could see why the devil is mad. I could see why the ones who got kicked out the party, the ones who got kicked out the real lituation, is mad now. It's lit with heaven at. And no, not clubbing, partying, smoking, drinking lit. Worshiping the Holy Spirit lit. God got some stuff up there that we could never get on earth. And I know that's for facts. So please don't come over here with any God slander, because you will get blocked. Okay? Matter of fact, you're not gonna get blocked. You're gonna get led in love. And I'm just gonna let you stay here, and hopefully the things that I say will somehow bring you to a sense of reality that heaven and hell are not a state of consciousness. It's really real, and we all gonna learn one day. So let's just keep this journey moving, shall we? And to the east of those beasts, I saw the ends of the earth, where heaven rests on it, and the doors of heaven open. And I saw how the stars of heaven come out. And I counted the gates from which they came out, and wrote down all of their outlets of each individual star by their number and their names, their courses and their positions, and their times and their months, as Uriel, the holy angel who was with me, showed me. So, wrote down all of their outlets of each individual star by their number. So will we get a birth certificate now? It shows us our birth time, birth date. Okay. Ain't we got a birth chart in spirituality? People look up how to get different zodiac signs that we are. The moon, the sun, the stars, and the planets be aligned in a certain way whenever each of us are born. So that's how in spirituality we could get a specific birth chart according to the date and the time. Hold up. That's some copycat stuff right there. But you see though, I don't know if y'all catching the correlation, but the same exact stuff that we have here on earth, if it don't resonate with God, you best believe the devil made a copycat version of it. A great value, surefire version of it, honey. Stop playing like God not the originator of all this stuff. God did not create anything for bad, though. When God said that he created the heavens and the earth, he said it is good. We made it bad. And I guess we are the descendants of Adam and Eve. So, baby, let's get into it. Hold up. Hold